It's Nikachu, Merfolk Master, and today we're going to be playing some Modern Merfolk, and I've brought the return of Harbinger of the Seas back to the main deck, which also means we're bringing back Lord of Atlantis. Lord of Atlantis, I put you aside, but I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to give you one more chance, Lord of Atlantis, one more chance. And if you fail, you're gonna be dead to you're gonna be completely dead to me for an eternity. Okay, so this is still pretty standardish to how I would play modern Merfolk for the most part. We've got tons of things to do with one mana. We got one mana central over here. Definitely focusing on things like Consign to Memory and Stern Scolding for like I mean it hits the entire metagame. But I have to admit, like, all my matches versus Eldrazitron are like super razor close. Even sometimes versus Amulet Titan, so I'd like to play Harbinger of the Seas in the main deck. I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with this because Harbinger, like outside of Eldrazitron, outside of Amulet Titan, like Harbinger of the Seas is super hit or miss. If the opponent fetches out all their basics, I mean, this card does nothing. There are 3-color decks out there that play Harbinger of the Seas, but I mean, it still will randomly beat people, and we can always side it out in future games. So anyways, we're gonna have some main deck Harbinger of the Seas for those specific matchups, and I thought, well, okay, if we're bringing Harbinger of the Seas and we're increasing the curve to 3, let's remove Regery and let's bring back Lord of Atlantis. So we've got 6 Island Walk Lords here in the main deck. While still basically keeping the soul of how I want to play Modern Merfolk in Modern right now. All right, that's the deck. Let's see how it works. Let's play a Modern League. We lost the die roll, but I have a hand of lands and spells and a curve. We can start with a 1-drop, so I'm going to keep it. Nothing wrong with this hand. Unless we're up against... I don't know. Amulet Titan. That would be really bad. That'd be terrible. Flooded Strand Pass. Could be anything. Could even be energy. It's possible. Could even be energy. They go fetch, Sacred Foundry, Galvanic Discharge this thing. Or Lightning Bolt or something. I don't know. Okay, so it looks like we're up against Blink. This hand's like okay. We can like we've got some card advantage in the form of Mindspring Merfolk. Oh, they dumped an Ephemerate. You know what that means? They've got more Ephemerates up their sleeve, or they're really desperate for lands. Either way, it sounds like a really threat dense hand from them. Would not say our hand is beautiful versus Blink at the moment. The Phantom enters destroy up to 1 target non-basic land. Its controller can search for a basic land card put onto the battlefield. You want to blow up your meticulous archive? Look at that. My basic island I just drew. You're going to blow nothing up. It's a May. Up to 1 target. Okay. You destroy nothing. I'm fine. You can blow up my lands. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not fine. You're a 2/2 first striker with flying. I can't attack into you then. So what am I going to do? I guess we're just going to play a bunch of lords? Yeah, I've seen this type of list. I think it's got Riddler in it. It's got a lot of stuff. We need a... Well, I mean, I'm not going to say, like, we're lost or anything. You know what? We're going to set up the big swing. That's what we're gonna set up the big swing, in my opinion. I'm gonna start off by playing the Vidalian Hexcatcher, probably into a... Maybe I gotta be careful with these Vidalian Hexcatchers. I might go Vidalian Hexcatcher into a Lord, and then another Vidalian Hexcatcher. Because the thing is, there's probably if they want to Ephemerate on their turn to blow up a land, does it come into play tapped? Oh, it comes into play tapped. So okay, no, I can't hope to play Hexcatcher off of the land that they go get. So it doesn't matter. So I think I'm just going to go like Hexcatcher, Hexcatcher, then go Lord, Lord. And also, and I want to do that. I want to preserve the Lords because our opponent has an island. So this is our key to winning the game. But if I play the Island Walk Lords first, they're just more incentivized to go kill them first. And then I have no means of crashing through with all my other creatures later on in the game. But if I go Hexcatcher into Lord, I think I have a better chance of winning that game. Or also, another benefit is I don't have Consigned to Memory or Stern Scolding in my hand right now. Oh, my opponent disconnected. Anyway, I don't have any interaction for Ephemerate or like Solitude. But if we wait on our lords, and we do have a third land, if we wait on our lords, then we might draw into a piece of interaction that can help us. Not to mention that Hex Catchers can also maybe protect us, prevent our opponent from tapping out all the time. Our life total is not in danger, so I have no reason to believe that. I have no reason to front our attack with these Island Walk Lords. I think our opponent has some connection issues. It's the world of Magic the Gathering. What's up, Buttercup? Okay, pass. We'll just play Hexcatcher and end of turn. It's situations like these I sort of wish I had Counterspell in the deck, but I just think it's a smidge too clunky. Another White Orchard Phantom? Alright, you got another one. Unfortunately for you, I have a lot of basic lands in my deck. I would not as much in the past. Oh, actually going after that. Ooh, that's look at that. It's ramp. Okay, you get to ramp here. So Flagstones of Trocaire is the land. It's put into the graveyard from play. You can search your library for a plains card, put it onto the battlefield tap. So it's like nothing happens. So these phantoms basically ramp our opponent to 4 lands in play by turn 3. Cheeky. Clever. But I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. You would have wished you blew up the Meticulous Archive. Because I have my own plan for that archive. But you know what? This is something we're going to have to keep in mind the entire game. So they dumped an Ephemerate, right? In the graveyard. They dumped an Ephemerate in the graveyard. Now, what that means is there's probably another Ephemerate in hand. And that Ephemerate can, at a moment's notice, blow up the Meticulous Archive. Oh, but there's now 2 of them. It's going to make it even more complicated to blow them all up. Not impossible. Oh, did they just dump another Flagstones? Now, mind you, we're a little under the gun now. There's like 4 power in play. It just came out of nowhere. But like, you know, we're a Merfolk deck. We can like attack out of nowhere. More or less. Ether Vial. It's really not that bad to draw at this stage of the game, turn 3. If there's a time I want to draw Ether Vial, it's when it's turn 3 and I'm making my 3rd land drop, and I'm playing 2 drops with it. So I can get in some damage, almost guaranteed. I just lose to Ephemerate. Sorry, not Ephemerate. I lose to a Solitude. I could play a Lord, attack for 5. If they Ephemerate, I just sack the actual Hexcatcher and get in 2 damage. It's not a lot of damage. Maybe we just still wait. We're going to sit on our hands here. We're going to sit. We're going to sit tight. Sit super tight. And then start dumping Lords in the future. Not to mention with Ether Vial now, Mindspring Merfolk gets a little bit better. Probably can hardcast Solitude now, which is very unfortunate. That is just rude. Okay. I will say this much, though. Okay, so the Witch Enchanter can blow up our Ether Vial. I will say this much about the Witch Enchanter. That was a white card for Solitude. So maybe we're going to have a little less pressure against Solitude going into the next turn. So the best draw would be a blue lands, just so I can just play both Lords and go ham. That would be ideal. And we would certainly win that race. We didn't draw it, but that's pretty neat. Harbinger of the Seas. I guess I'm just going to ignore it, and there's like no reason to care about it right now. Tap these lands, because these are the lands that could get blown up in the future. Swing in for 10. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. If there isn't a Ephemerite, I'll sack, I guess, the Mindspring Merfolk. No resistance, nothing. Alright, that was clean. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand. I still think one of them is Ephemerite. Because Ephemerite's like a pretty big payoff card, unless our opponent was desperate for something in their starting hand. Like they really needed lands. They had a 1-lander with as their fetch land. You're going to think twice about that, aren't you? Not in the mood to attack anymore, I see. Things have changed, haven't they? How much has changed? So now if Solitude is just held up, what can I do about this? Borderline nothing. And then if there's Ephemerite, I'm in a lot of trouble. Am I playing around anything else? Ugh, all 5 mana up. All 5 mana, probably Ephemerite up the sleeve. I mean, there's 3 cards in hand too, so there's enough mana for, there's enough cards for Solitude, Pitch, Ephemerite, Solitude to eat up both Lords. That is possible. So if I go Lord, I'm just thinking, because like I could, hand's not that bad. If there's 2, well, you know, there's another line. There's 2 Ephemerites in hand, and they blow up both their meticulous archives. But that's not a bad result. If they double block a creature, whatever, we'll push a lot of damage anyway. So okay, so my big dilemma here is. My big dilemma is it looks like they want us to attack. It really looks like they want us to attack. They're just begging us, please, please attack. But do they know about the second Lord of Atlantis? Does that card change everything? Or does it change enough? Because I could go Lord, just attack with these dummies. And maybe that's enough? They could, if they Solitude 1, they live. So if I attack with everything... Well, Solitude has lifelink. Okay, so if I attack with everything, then you can block the Master and they still live. Okay, so I can't take either of those routes. There's a Solitude in hand. Because the alternative is you play Silvergill Adapt, hope to draw a land, and play another Silvergill Adapt, and you just prepare for a better turn. Or hope the opponent taps out at some point. Or you hope to draw Stern Scolding or some sort of counter magic. Okay, I'm paranoid as hell. That's what I say. I am super paranoid here. I might do a little bit of a little tester bet with Mindspring Merfolk. We might just attack with just the Mindspring Merfolk to see what happens. Because I'll have more than lethal later. So if I attack with just Mindspring, Solitude this dies. I have... If I want to go for lethal, it will still be lethal next turn. I really don't want to throw anything away, though. Okay, if you want to pass the turn, let's pass the turn back. I'm going to be really cautious here. I'm just paranoid. Like crazy. Super paranoid. Okay, what do you got? What do you got? You want to waste your mana? You want to do something? No, you got Solitude. You got... I know you got Solitude. I wasn't born yesterday, alright? I wasn't born yesterday. I've played this game before. What do you say from Squid Game? I've played these games before! Now we're, oh, a little aggressive now. A little pep in that step. I'm actually more concerned about Ephemerate on the Witch Enchanter at this point because I really like this Ether Vial. Ether Vial is nice. Oh, that was good. Oh my god, that was a good one. Do I go for it here? Okay, so now if they blink, I mean, if there's another Solitude in hand, I'm screwed, or I'm not in a happy place, or I could wait one more turn. I could wait one more turn. I mean, I'm still not in any danger here. I could play Silvergill Adapt, reveal Harbinger of the Seas. Not that that's a very relevant card. Or I could draw a card and see what happens. Okay, I'll show them Harbinger of the Seas because I don't want them to know that I have Lord of Atlantis. That's a no-no. No, they can't. They're not allowed to know that. They are not allowed to know about that card. They're still on the defense. That's for sure. It's big time defense. Let's draw a card here, people. Sink into Stupor. Not really in love with this card. Can I go for it? Well, with Sink, next turn I can protect against a hard cast Solitude. Or no, I can even protect against an evoked Solitude. That works too. In theory. Okay, let's pass. Let's pass. We pass for one more turn. They didn't get aggressive with their Solitude, so it seems fine with me. Oh, you know what, actually? Hold on. Maybe I am going to play the Sink with the purpose of just pumping up my team with Mindspring Merfolk. Should I do that? I bolt myself. I pump the entire team. Huge team. I can start just attacking regularly. I don't even need the Lord. Do you know what? I'm going to do that. I like that plan. Let's bolt. They don't have enough power to kill me anyway. It's basically, it looks like the game is going to be decided by next turn anyhow. Okay, so they do have Ephemerate. I can feel it. I can feel this Ephemerate. Oh, Thraben Charm. Deals damage equal to twice the number of creatures controlled of the target creature. It's pretty rude, but okay. That's why we're buffing everything with our Mindspring Merfolk. That's not actually why we're buffing everything, but you know what? That was an insurance plan, one way or another. You want to do it now? So the only downside to this... Why are you doing that anyway, in the first place? Okay, we'll play the Mistcaller. We will sack it. Do you have a second Ephemerate? So the only problem with this is the Ephemerate is going to resolve. It can target the Witch Enchanter, which will blow up our Ether Vial. There is... Oh! Ophelia does nothing here. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so this is going to disappear off the face of the earth. So now there can be some blinking interactions. Interactinos. Rebound. And the most important thing is our opponent is empty-handed, so they're going to need to get lucky with what they draw. Because we will just go for it next turn. Goodbye, Ether Vial. I love ya. I love you a lot, but whatever. Things happened. Oh, don't play another Solitude. Why? I think we still win. I think. Oh, no, we don't because of Ophelia. Oh, what a draw. Okay, I gained some life. Okay, that was I don't know if that was the nut draw, but I think I had the game in the bag if that didn't happen. Jeez. Yeah, you have to attack. I thought you're not going to attack with your Ophelia. That's crazy. Okay, so that's going to blink. Oh, but it comes into play at end of turn. Okay, so we'll... we got... What a waste of this Mindspring Merfolk. And I have to block I have to block this dog. Do I have to block this dog? Thing comes back. Yeah, I have to block this stupid dog. Ugh, I lose my entire board here. Played so well. You know, that this is like the magic of Merfolk. You know, I basically figured it all out. Like, we played around Solitude, Ephemerate, everything so well to get to this point. Unfortunately, like, I'm very happy with how I played this game. Super happy with how I played this game. But unfortunately, we are now, the Solitude top deck has wrecked us. Okay, it's still not over, because we gained a bunch of life out of this. If we draw a land, maybe this could... This is a little late, you know. It's a little late. Okay, but now what do I want to do? Because we are on a 3-turn clock. Now we have to start considering... Okay, the clock matters. The clock matters a lot. I could play Lord of Atlantis, attack for 3, but then they just attack for 3 back. Okay, so that's not an option. So we have to go with Harbinger of the Seas. And unfortunately pass. And I don't know... I don't know how to win this from here. Because our opponent could just attack with everything, and they're winning the race. Quite handedly. Six. That 6 is good. We can take 6 because next turn we can chump block the Witch Enchanter and go to 1. And 1 is higher than 0, so we're gonna take that. Mutavault. That's interesting. So now we're almost incentivized to get rid of the Harbinger of the Seas here. So we are gonna play our Lord. Start with our Lord. I'm gonna attack for 3 with Mindspring Merfolk because I do need... Oh no, but hold on, I can't... I have to do a Solitude too. So if I play... So my problem is if I play Mutavault, they can attack with everything. No, that's not bad. No, but I can't attack this turn. That's the problem. If I attack with 1 creature, they attack with everything, and I'm wrecked. Because I have to chump block... I have to block Solitude, and that also means I have to block my Lord of Atlantis. So my best option is actually play Mutavault, pass. And I have to hope to top deck a Lord to... An Island Walk Lord on top of that. You see, if this Lord of Atlantis was a Mare Regery, we may not be in this spot right now. Although if this Harbinger of the Seas didn't exist, we might not be in this spot because this Mutavault can block. We would have 1 card in hand, though. I'm just trying to think. Is it worth it to attack? I could attack for 3. If they attack with Solitude, they're going to gain 3 life. I think I just have to play Mutavault and pass. It's a pretty garbed situation, but I have to do that and hope to top deck a Lord. Another Felia. That is not cool. That's 1 extra creature that I have to deal with. But we can consign it, which is the good news. As creature enters, you may switch your library for a creature card. Jeez! These top decks are good. For creature toughness 2 or less, reveal it, put in your hand. What would you get for toughness 2 or less? I have to... Well, anyway, I have to save this consigned to memory for this Felia on the Solitude, or I can't win. Because even if this gets Solitude itself, I don't care. Chooses guard's ability. Because I have to win next turn or not. So, like, I'm not even sure what this card can reasonably get. Like, another Felia, another White Orchard, that Phantom. Like, none of those. Well, I mean, maybe the Phantom matters because it can blow up my Mutavault. And that's just, like, one less creature that I have available to win the game. Yeah, this situation is bad. If they attack with Solitude and even block with the Harbinger of the Seas, I unlock the Mutavault, and it would have drawing a Lord win. That would be 4, 8, 11. They're at 12 life. I don't think that works. The math is not mathing this game. They do get Solitude, which is good for us. So now I need them to... I don't even know what I'm hoping for here, to be honest. I have no idea what I'm hoping for. So everything's attacking. Oh, Felia can maybe blink one of my cards? Is that the idea? I'm in super chump block mode, no matter what, so I'm in a lot of trouble. Because I have to block with Lord of Atlantis. That's right. Don't attack with everything. Leave something. Just leave something on the board. Can I come back from this? You want to... Oh, you want to blink that too? Oh, the answer to that is going to be no. No, you can't blink that card. I won't allow it. So I'm going to be able to make my best blocks, but it's like they're worthless. These are worthless blocks. Because my opponent just gets too high. Their life total is a smidge too high. So now if I top deck an Island Walk Lord, I can attack for 11, but my opponent's at 12. Am I doing the math wrong? No, it's 11. 11, 11, 11. It's okay, we can go on to game 2. It was a nice game 1. It was, man, I played that beautifully. I played that beautifully. No reward, though. Okay, this is effectively, it's basically, in terms of my sideboard guide, it's basically a blink deck. So where is this? Boros, Esper, Orzhov, Blink. So we want... I don't want the Harbinger of the Seas. I actually don't want these cards. Or do I? This is a different, completely different deck now. Because I can... Well, I mean, they have natural blue sources with the Meticulous Archive. Whether they play blue... Is it like nothing? No, they have Riddler. They have to have Riddler in that deck. Well, they don't have to. I just saw a big pile of white cards. I don't think I saw a single blue card from them. I'm going to take out Harbinger of the Seas anyway, just in case. Okay, Mistcaller is going to be good. Consigned to Memory is going to be good. I assume the Dismember is good. Hexcatcher, not nearly as good. It's okay, actually. I didn't mind how that played out. Do we want Counterspell? We want Counterspell. We love Counterspell. I guess we're going to keep one Harbinger of the Seas. No, I don't really want this. Okay, we'll keep a Hexcatcher. I'm not in love with Hexcatcher, though. Maybe I should have a Mystical Dispute? Just a random Counterspell? Whatever. We're gonna leave it as that. We're going to leave it at that. See, when you play with Mare Regery, you don't have to worry about Island Walk anymore. It's not a problem. His hand's really weak. Or it's more of like a wait and see sort of hand. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm going to keep this. We're on the play, so our Aether Vial is not going to be fiddled with for a little while, even if our opponent has Felia, because we have Dismember for it. We have a good chunk of interaction. If we can get a Mind Spring out on turn 2, then that means we can activate it immediately on turn 3 and draw at least one card. And we're still on a sit and wait mode. Guide of Souls. Oh, okay. Yes, now I remember how these lists work. Now I remember. Anyway, we gotta dismember. This is going to be actually a way more difficult deck to beat. If anything, because of the Guide of Souls and the Oscillate Pride interactions. So they've got like the aggro of Boros Energy, but they've got the mid game of Esper Blink and Orzhov Blink. I don't think it's worth it to wait on this card. I'm going to play... No, I don't want to play Glasspool Mimic. I really need that as a threat later on. I'm going to play this on Merfolk. I don't want to expose my Mutavault to the Phantom immediately on turn 2, so I'm just not. Felt like a big waste to spend that Dismember, but, you know, Guide of Souls is dangerous. It's just so dangerous. And it's worth a lot of life. And damage. Oh, the whole speak of the devil. You're back. You're back as if nothing ever happened. Okay, we get Mindspring Merfolk out. Flipits is not bad. Okay, so we're going to play our Mutavault and... No! I was like, I'm going to play my Mutavault on turn 3. But that doesn't work with Mindspring Merfolk's ability. I had to play the Otawara. Well, now what do I do? Nothing? I guess I do nothing. Okay, do you know what? Okay, so here's the good news with this play. It's not a play I wanted to make. The good news is that we're now going to Mindspring for 2 cards. Okay? That's value. That's big time value. If you've never heard of it. It's big value. Anyone who goes to thrift stores, you know how much you love that value. Anyway, 2 cards, and I almost feel like I'm on a mulligan at this point. But I would honestly I'm not attacking with this Mutavault for a while. I honestly would have preferred to just wait it out and no, sorry, use up my mana this turn. Recruit of the Guard, sure. Get an energy. Interestingly, I could probably Glasspool Mimic copy this thing and draw even more cards. They got Oslet Pride, alright. Alright. I think I'm still gonna Flood Pits this stupid thing. And because I'm gonna Glasspool something here, I'm gonna take the Vial up to 3. Also, the Vial may not be long for this world anyway. This is a 1/1. Okay, good. Yeah, we can throw a Mindspring into that. The Vial may not be long for this world because of the future, what's it called? What's it called? Witch Enchanter? Okay, let's attack for 2. Would you like to block? You have a 1/1 versus my 2/1. Seems like good value. You would think. You would think that value is good. Oh, yes! But little did you know, or maybe you did know, I've got a Mindspring Merfolk on the board. It's going to pump up my Flood Pits Drowner and draw me 2 cards. Here comes Solitude pitching Solitude. That's good value for me. Okay, they do want to keep that Witch Enchanter, which actually is bothersome to me because I guess they might have a Ephemerate in hand. And if they have a Ephemerate in hand, I wish I had this Dismember up. Okay, give me my cards. Oh, these are great cards. These are fantastic cards. Maybe some of the best cards in the game. I just need my opponent to not tap out next turn. It's going to be a problem. Okay, here's Oslet Pride. Get another energy. You're going to attack with a Recruiter of the Guard now for 3 damage. And flying. Yeah. I think it's a big waste to put on that thing. No, no, you don't. You don't. You didn't even get... oh, you did gain life. Okay, anyway, I will put the Glasspool Mimic in play. I'll copy this Mindspring Merfolk again. So we can draw more cards. They gain more life. Yeah. Shut up. Always yield, and we'll put it on no. We have 10 minutes left. Oh, we're going to draw even more cards. Counter Souls on Merfolk. Probably we're going to have to dismember this Guide of Souls so that this crap doesn't keep triggering. What's the city's blessing? If you control 10 or more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're at 8. It's fine. Anyway, I think our position is strong. So we're just going to pass. Oh, no, I can attack. I can attack for 1 here. Or I can attack for 2. Or maybe I shouldn't attack. Not really. I'm not really in a position of strength here. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm winning. That's completely dead wrong. I am not winning. The only thing I'm a little fearful of right now is just Ephemerate. Oh, no, I'm not even fearful of Ephemerate, right? Because I've got Counterspell for Ephemerate. So I want to Ephemerate this Guide of Souls, and I don't think our opponent is in a good spot to do anything. Because without the Feather counter working... Felia the dog. Well, we can Flood Pits Drowner that, and then get rid of it later. That is... I think that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna save the flood. I gotta save my resources for what's important. I have 8 minutes. Okay, I gotta move faster here. Or I guess I should have dismembered the Guide of Souls right then and there, just to prevent my opponent from gaining 1 life. Okay, Archive comes out. Okay, we're going to dismember while shields are down. So this Guide of Souls can't buff anything. And we have Counterspell up for an Ephemerate, and I also Flood Pits Drowner. It's a bit rude, opponent. That's a bit rude. Okay, well, we have Counterspell anyway. We have Counterspell for something. How did I run out of time? Our opponent was like disconnecting very early on in the game. Quantum Riddler arrives. Sure. Enters, draw 2 cards, and it gets exiled at end of turn. Ugh, got the stupid Guide of Souls. But do you gain any life? I don't think so. Okay, beginning of combat, we'll Flood Pits the Felia. Our mana's going to be a little restricted because I do have to get rid of Felia next turn. This card is borderline lethal. Do you want to attack with anything? I guess you can attack with the Oscillate Pride. That does work. Yeah, I guess I'm not blocking anything, to be honest. I guess I'm just not. So you're going to make 2 tokens at end of turn or something like that? At least they don't gain life. Can I put Always No? There's no Always No anymore for Ether Vials. Island is not terrible. I'm just trying to think if I should get a little frisky here. Quantum Riddler can just be cast next turn. Wholesale. I gotta get rid of this blinking thing. I mean, I have an option here. I could draw 4 cards. It's a lot of cards. One of them might be an answer to Felia. One of them might not. Do you know what? I like this idea. Let's... You have to be a little bit careful with my life total. What if I attack with... I attack with Flood Pits Drowner too. Or I can tap this, draw a million cards, and then determine my options. Sure. Let's draw 4 cards. 4 cards is a lot of cards, everyone. It's a lot. More than Quantum Riddler can make. I played my land for the turn. Hand's awkward. Okay, I'm gonna pass. Just gonna pass. No Island Walk Lord here. I can't play the Mindspring Merfolk. I can't hold up Stern Scolding. A lot of problems. Here comes the Riddler. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Yeah, I gotta be a little careful with my life total. Life total is low. Lower than our opponent. It's interesting. They're willing to sacrifice 2 creatures to get in 1 damage. Are they trying to sacrifice my time? Does that too. Okay, I don't even know what I want here. Because Felia can start blinking Recruiter. We are flooding a bit here. And by a bit, I mean we're flooding a lot. Mindspring. Ether Vial, pass. So Felia can now target Recruiter of the Guard. Recruiter of the Guard comes back into play at end of turn. Gets Solitude. Solitude can eat. Oh no, actually is a good thing. Yeah, they have to get a card which can be I can Stern Scolding. That works out for me. This card means meaningless to me at this point. I do not care. Go for it. It's all yours. It'd be nice to have a Tishana's Tiebinder in this game somewhere. Another Riddler. Oh, this Riddler has flying. I forgot about that, so I can't block that. And then Ophelia might go after the Riddler now, putting pressure on me to win next turn. That might be possible. Oh, just attacking with Riddler. That's fine. Well, it's technically not, but whatever. I can draw like another 2 cards off of this Mindspring Merfolk. Oh, but hold on, they lose the Riddler. Okay, so that I'm not in danger of dying next turn. Oop, I do want to tick this up. Sink into Stupor is not great, but it's not bad either. Pass. Pass the turn back. If lethal is not threatened on me this turn, I'm just going to Mindspring for like 1 billion cards. Okay, with Warp, sure. Because we need to draw like we need to draw a few lords. We need to draw a few lords. This is fine. Is it gonna go after Mutavault or there are Flagstones? Sure. It's an interesting game, one way or another. If they have nothing in hand, I mean, it's not over for us at all. What would 2 lords do? 2 lords would be, and the Mindspring buffs everything, so 2 to 5. Yeah, this would be lethal. Okay, what do they want to do? What's the plan here? Just attack with Riddler again? No, we're going to attack with Felia this time too. You want to remove a blocker? Oh, you want to hit the Riddler? Sure. That is fine by me. And now we will supremely block this stupid thing to the maximum degree that we can block Ophelia. Why can't I block with more? Okay, there we go. And then we're going to Mind Spring for almost maximum. I'm going to keep up the Stern Scolding for something random. Come on, 2 lords! And they've got 2 lords, and we got protection! We got some protection, too. Alright, let's see if we can scrap in a victory here. Just going to jam out my hand. Quantum Riddler comes back. I can't be sure. Like, I've got the sense like they don't have anything, because they're desperately trying to get value instead of interacting with my board. Like that's just what that's the vibe I'm getting in this game. Okay, Gloom Lake Verge, Lord of Atlantis. Let's count all their mana up. Lord of Atlantis, because we don't have to violin a lord yet. I have Tishana's Tidebinder, Sink It to Stupor for interaction, plus a Stern Scolding. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe I don't want to activate Mutavault. Maybe I just attack with all these. Stern 3, 3, 1. Yeah, okay. We're just going to attack with everything that's in front of us. Might squeeze out a victory here. Weirdly enough. Okay, this is not lethal yet. Or is it? I didn't actually count. 8, 13. Yeah, it's not lethal, so we have to put 1 more lord in. There's a lord. Okay. Pass priority. Oh, I win. Sick. There's a problem. I have like 40% less time than my opponent. So we have to exercise the F6 move. Do I want Mystical Disputes for Quantum Riddlers? Probably not. That is just so niche and narrow. Do I want Engineered Explosives? Their curve is so much... It's pretty diverse, though. It only hits Guided Souls and the Oscillate Prides. And I guess maybe the tokens that come from the Oscillate Prides. I'm just going to click it back here. Hand is similar to the last game. I'm going to keep it. The thing that makes it playable is Mind Spring Merfolk. And we do it, like, Miscall I do think is a good interactive card. Oh, I love that. Love my opponent shocking themselves. Shocking themselves in the morning. Okay, if they have a Phantom, please show it to me. Merfolk, okay. Oh, it's interesting. Etherval actually sucks up more time now than ever before. I didn't realize that. Okay, Phantom gonna ramp. Because they don't have the automatic yield no on Etherval anymore. For some reason. It's really weird. It's a silly reason in my opinion. But for some reason they don't. Okay, auto yield. Yes. Oh, interesting. Gloom Lake Verge, pass. Okay, Flood Pits is nice. Can tap down... Maybe tap down Oscillate Pride. This puts more bodies on the battlefield for no reason. Witch Enchanter. I think I want to keep this. But it's not long for this world, so I guess we have to dump it. Yeah. I'll just throw into play the Mind Spring. Sure, Mind Spring. Okay, I'm going to tap down the Oscillate Pride because I can't stand these things making creatures every single turn. I can't block it very well. And I can't block the Phantom either, but I don't care about the Phantom. Phantom can attack. So look at that. Phantom didn't even attack. Didn't even want to. We'll play Mistcaller, and then we're just going to pass. Our opponent's playing super fast, too. They realize this is going to come down to... might come down to time. coming in. I'll take it. Probably should block the Witch Enchanter. Sure. Oh, another Mindspring Merfolk. I'm sort of inclined to play it. Okay, so we're just going to be on defense. Like, I'll start blocking some stuff here. There's Felia, the dog. But Felia going to kill whatever the hell it wants to blink. Because I do have this Mistcaller. Okay, we're going to block, easily block, maybe block, and maybe block. Yeah, we'll draw a card off of this. I hope I'm not going to get completely wiped out here. There's another Oslet Pride on the battlefield, so it's going to make a token one way or another. Oh, they're running out of cards. I did draw a Dismember for the Phantom. Oh, they got the City's Blessing now too, though. Oh, we drew a Lord. Might be worth more than anything here. Okay, Lord. Let's play Lord. Let's attack with... Attack for 7, then maybe attack for... What are you going to attack for? 2, 3... What is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? That's not lethal. Oh, but I do have a Dismember in my hand. I have some blockers. Okay, let's attack. I have a lot of blockers, actually. Okay, let's attack. Attack him with everything. Let's go! Let's go! I can consign to Memory of Solitude. They're taking everything. I'll put Sync into play. Tapped! Okay, I've got to consign. Pay 3 life? No. Looks like... I think we can win this. Because I can consign a lot of the most important cards. And there's like nothing the Felia can blink here that would matter. Nothing. Also, not to mention I do have a Mistcaller on the battlefield. What the hell is this? When this creature enters, search your library for a basic Plains card or a creature card with mana value 1 or less, reveal and put it into your hand. Sure. Do I do something about this? Mana value 1 or less. I don't know what that does. Mana value 1 or less. Because it would just be like another ETB creature. Guide of Souls. What does that do? Okay, you have a Guide of Souls. Guide away. Oh, you want to gain some more life? I don't think that's enough life, though. Here comes everything. You have no energy for any of this stuff. Oh, you want to... Okay, what is this going to target? That thing's going to target that. Okay, I will destroy that, if that matters. Actually, hold on. Cancel. Undo. Undo. I have to keep the consign to memory for something important. What is this? Mystical Dispute. Okay, that's fine. No. Okay, I don't have much time here. Just block some random stuff and then F6. Not to mention, I guess I had the Mistcaller on the battlefield. That was silly. Alright, we got there with 12 seconds left. What a nail biter of a match. What a nail biter of a match. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. I'm getting too old for this tight play. Anyway, opponent said good games. They were good games. They were very, very, very close games. All right, Lord of Atlantis, you know what? You actually saved us. Lord of Atlantis might have been better overall, at least in this specific matchup, instead of Mare. Okay, that's something I have to keep in mind. All right, that was round one. Let's get into round two. Here for round two, we won the die roll. Hands, great. We're going to keep it. Looks interactive. It's got cards and stuff. Stone Blood Moon. Well, even if they have Blood Moon, we got the Ether Vial. What are we up against, though? What are we up against? I would say, like, you know, just looking at the metagame, how it's shifted, Miss Caller has actually gotten a lot worse over the very recent history because, like, Reanimator got a lot worse. The Blink decks are still pretty popular, but I wouldn't say popular. They're still popular enough. It's like, you know, the reduction in Reanimator and the increase of Eldrazitron has more or less made the biggest moves on my decision to change this deck by how much I've changed it. We could be up against the next deck. You know, when playing in these leagues online, whatever is the flavor of the month ends up being really, you end up seeing a lot of copies of it. Maybe we'll see another meticulous archive. Very meticulous of it. Oh, Mutavault. Perfect, actually. Super perfect. We can play Flood Pits, Drowner, and Lord of Atlantis off of those, and still preserve our Sink into Stupor and our Otawara. We're getting an archive? No, we're getting a Thundering Falls. What can this be? Jeskai Control, maybe? Jeskai Control did very well at the Pro Tour, though Control is just, like, borderline dead. It's like, I mean, I look at the metagame in Modern, it's just no control. Nothing. You're the best, the closest you're going to have to control. Is this somehow, what the hell? Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless drone artifact creature token with flying, and they can't block. They can only block creatures with flying. I keep forgetting about that aspect of it. Okay, you have a Pinnacle Emissary. It's going to warp away. So wait, you're going to just throw out a bunch of artifacts here? It's just an odd mana base, that's all. I don't expect such a mana base from a deck like this. Okay, we have a Mishra's Bauble. Can't really interact with any of this stuff. You have a bunch of 1/1s. Oh, Mox Amber. But this is not a very legendary robot. In fact, you can manufacture those robots anywhere. Okay, Emery is unique. We can tap down with Flood Pits Drowner. Ether Spellbomb, which I don't really care about. This is a big turn, though. Yeah, I don't deny this is a big turn. It's a nice turn. Okay, how to maximize damage? I think I'm going to maximize damage by playing Flood Pits Drowner, and we're probably going to Vial in the Hex Catcher while attacking with Mutavault. So I'm going to assume that this game is a bit of a race. And while our opponent is sort of down on mana, and also this Ether Spellbomb is not... Ooh, that was a great draw, because we can play that off of our single blue source. Let's get into the red zone. It's not many situations where I like to just completely tap out against my opponent, but it looks like... It sort of looks like we're in a race, so I'm just going to play like we're in a race. Play the Otawara, play Mind Spring, and pass. Now, they still have access to Mox Amber, but, like, whatever. What am I going to do? I'm not familiar with this deck. I have no idea what I'm up against. I've never seen it before. This is a first ever. It's got a lot of artifact-looking stuff in it. Teamer. Is it just an artifact deck with some Teamer lands? Or is this like... Did I just not... No, like, no, Affinity doesn't play with fetch lands. So this is its own breed of something. What other artifact cards could you jam in here? I don't know. Obviously, post-board, we're going to have to be super paranoid about Whip Flare, though. Soporific Springs 2? Oh my god! The damage they're taking is insane. Kappa Cannoneer could be in this deck. Okay, the Emissary is back. Oh, they wanted to play the Emissary while holding up a blue for the Ether Spellbomb. I guess. I think that's the idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bolt ourselves with Sink into Stupor to play this Lord of Atlantis, attack with everything. If they want to bounce the Lord, we can replay with Ether Vial. I think that's the idea. Oh, we get to keep the Sink. So we get to keep the Sink. Play Lord. So now they would actually have to bounce a creature and play. Go down a 1. No, they're just going to concede. Okay, we barely even saw their deck. Okay, cards that we want. Probably the Engineered Explosives. Okay, what do I do? I'll just do my Affinity plan. This is just Affinity without some lands. Probably a little bit more flexible Affinity deck. Or it could be... It sort of looks like Breach minus the Breach combo. So it's just a bunch of extra stuff. It's just a bunch of extra value stuff. Affinity, we want Mystical Dispute. It looked really good there too, because you could hit Emery on that Pinnacle card. We want Force of Negation for Whip Flare specifically. We want some Engineered Explosives for all the 0 drops that are in the deck. And we want to take out Consign to Memory. Yeah, we can still take out Consign. Consign to Memory is actually not super terrible against regular Affinity, but it's not great because the only thing you can hit are things like Mox Opal and Amber. Well, not Amber from regular Affinity, but Mox Opal. You can hit... You have to hit one of the random artifacts, but those artifacts still hurt. Like just countering a Mishra's Bauble, that's one less card that they get. It's also one less artifact to pump up their constructs with Urza Saga, to cast Kappa Cannoneer, all that stuff. So I actually think Consignment, but it's not good. It's just okay. So against Affinity, I do like taking out the Consign to Memories. And Stern Scolding, well, Stern Scolding's actually not terrible. This is probably going to play Tameo. Stern Scolding, so this is not exactly regular Affinity. I'm going to take out, we're going to take this out. We're going to take out our Mistcallers. I might want to take out Harbinger of the Seas. They're a blue deck, so we don't need Harbinger of the Seas. So we took out more cards than we need to, so we have to bring some stuff back in. We have 27 creatures minus Glasspool, that's 24. A little bit lower than I want it to be, but that's okay. We'll bring in a Stern Scolding, because it can... Oh no, Stern Scolding's not nearly as good as Dismember. Dismember's better, because Dismember doesn't care. The card got cast around. I guess Mystical Dispute is just our overall card for everything. Mystical Dispute is our replacement, I guess, for Stern Scolding in this case. Hand sort of sucks, but sort of don't want to throw it away, especially since we have Silver Gill Adept. Yeah, I'm not in love with it. I'm gonna keep it. I mean, it's a really clunky hand to have on the draw versus an Affinity deck. We're going to town already. All right. Bauble, sure. I'm probably going to force something. I don't know what I'm going to force. Maybe that was the card to force. Because that was an extra card. Eon 0? Doesn't affect me at all. So they're really all in. This is 5. Oh, they have Kappa Cannoneer for sure. Okay, if they cast one more card... Oh, it doesn't matter. They can still ramp out a Kappa Cannoneer. I will counter this, though. Gotta counter something. Can still get Kappa out? I think they can still get Kappa out. We'd just be lost to a Kappa Cannoneer. There's like... How much is Kappa Cannoneer? I'm pretty sure it's 6. I'm pretty sure Kappa Cannoneer is 6 mana. Oh, we're not dead. It's a good sign. Everybody, that's a good sign. Kappa Cannon. 6 mana. They lost that thing when oh they didn't have blue mana, I guess is the problem. Your artifacts can help cast this spell. So countering the Mox Opal might have been super key. But then what do I do now? They can play Kappa Cannoneer next turn anyway. Nothing changes. Is there any way I can get around this Kappa Cannoneer? I can, in theory, race it. Really need a mystical dispute there to dispute this Kappa. I guess that's why they play the deck. Damn your Ward 4. So, it's funny, I cited out the Consigned Memories. This is where Consigned Memory would be... It would be okay, now wouldn't it? Okay, we're desperate. We need to find some cards. We need to find some way to get out of this stupid game. Oh, that is not it. That is not it. I guess our only hope, literally, is they stop drawing artifacts. And so this Kappa Cannoneer is not going to be unblockable every turn. Oh, that does not have, that's an artifact. Kappa Cannoneer is a cool card. When did this came out like, oh, this came out Modern Horizons 3. Did nothing when it came out. Metagame too powerful. Too powerful. Way too strong. Way too strong. I don't need to see anymore. I don't need to see. I'm done here. I'm done here. Do I want to change anything? Not really. Not really. I don't want to change anything. Everything is good. At least on the play now, if they try to do the same shenanigans, there is some room to play Engineered Explosives, pop it on 0, and just wipe their board before they have the opportunity on the following turn to play Kappa Cannoneer. You have EE on 0? Well, it turns out I have EE on 0 too. I think it's really cool, actually, that Affinity can play Engineered Explosives in the main deck like that. Just a random 0 drop when they need to ramp out a super True Name Nemesis by turn 2. But outside of that, it's also a really good interactive spell versus Boros Energy. But to be honest, Engineered Explosives also just completely whiffs on so many matchups. Like, it's so... Modern is so mid-range and combo heavy. It's crazy. Maybe I have no idea what their actual mana base is. Or maybe their mana base is in such a way that they can play Engineered Explosives on 2 and 3. Like 1, 2, and 3. maybe they're a slightly adapted Affinity deck. I'm not familiar with this type of Affinity list. Maybe it's a slightly adapted Affinity deck to make Engineered Explosives better. Or is this the Pro Tour list? Like, I don't know. Can I find this Pro Tour list? Because they showed me a breeding pool. I don't... Or I don't know. Maybe it wasn't hard to fit that breeding pool. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Like most Affinity decks, I know there just isn't. And they're not there's nothing complicated about this. Maybe this is just more stock than I think it is. Although it is important to note that, sorry, not like most of the time. I think most of the time they're not playing with Emery. I'd imagine this deck is playing with Tamiyo as well. Not in love with this hand, but I'll keep it. You know, honestly, against Affinity, just having a big pile of Lords is not the greatest thing. On the other hand, you know, this is blue Affinity, so maybe a big pile of Lords is what we want. But the thing is, I have Force Negation in my hand, and this Force Negation is not particularly useful when I don't have so many blue cards in hand. We're gonna do this again? Are we gonna do this again? This time with Memnite. Memnite resolves. Another Memnite. Memnite resolve. I can't even do anything about it. Even if I wanted to. Mishra's Bauble resolves. Do I let it resolve? You have a blue source. You can still play Kappa Cannoneer next turn. Sure. I guess. Damn, this Pinnacle Emissary is the pinnacle of pain. It's so painful. EE on 0. Sure. Why not? I don't care. Like, I can't interact with any of this. And the EE on 0 doesn't do anything. Okay, well, that was a useless Force Negation. Oh, we got Cavernous Souls. I am inclined to play an Island Walk Lord. Just so I can block a Memnite. Block as much damage as I can. And we're just gotta hope there's no Kappa Cannon. They didn't have the Pinnacle Kappa Cannoneer combo. Because that is the combo. It's basically a combo. I can... Well, that's not good news. That's fine. We can deal with that later. We'll deal with you later. And we gave the Emery Island Walk. Alright, attack for 4. That's not bad. That could have been a million times worse. Millions of times worse. Let's take this up. That's a great draw. Okay. So Glasspool Mimic can copy our Lord of Atlantis, so now we've got a clock. And if they don't have another land for Urza Saga, then... If they don't have another land for Urza Saga, that's good too. Ugh, what do I want to do here, though? Well, I have to kill... I think I have to kill this Emery. This is too much... This probably is too much value. There's that breeding pool again. What's up with that breeding pool? So I could dismember Emery with our black... We have black mana for dismember. I could attack for, in theory, 3. If they double block, that's fine. I flash in Hexcatcher. Okay, I think this is just what we have to do. do? Oh, I'll pay the colorless first. Play. Oh, I don't have an island. So this whole plan sucks. Well, it doesn't suck, but it's going to be clunky because I still have to get rid of this thing. Well, I could attack with... Okay, I could attack with Lord of Atlantis. See how my opponent blocks. They could block with that. Like, they're not going to block with Emery, but maybe they will. If they block with Emery, I can flash in Hexcatcher, kill and kill Emery. Okay, I'm definitely attacking here. So let's just get the attack in. It's also important I don't have an island for Emery. Emery's Island Walk. You do nothing, huh? Okay, this is a game of like a pure race. Although, I might want to play around Whip Flare a little bit. So we're not going to play into Whip Flare completely. Hopefully that doesn't matter. Undo. Use Cavern of Souls. It was a lot more painful than I wanted it to be. Maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe I should just play Glasspool Mimic and attack with the Lord. It's way more mana efficient. No third land? No third land is great, because Urza Saga doing nothing is fantastic for me. Here comes all the dorks. I can block a dork. Take 5, go to 6. Sorry. Take 5, go to 7. Maths, people. Oh, they had it. They had it. Okay, so that makes things a smidge more complicated. Just a smidge. Unless I top deck. Unless I top deck, everyone. Engineered explosives of my own. Of my own. So we're going to take the Vial up to 3. I didn't draw it. Ah, damn. And this thing's going to be this construct is going to be enormous. This construct is stupidly big. It's stupidly big. Oh man, this is annoying. Otherwise I could race this situation. Yeah, Force is not doing anything for me here. I can attack for 7. What else can I do? I don't really think I can do anything else. They make a construct. It's going to be enormous. And then they go get whatever the hell they want, and I lose. I need like a Sink into Stupor in my hand. Well, this Vial was a bad draw. I needed that to be like something else. Even a Tishana's Tidebinder would have been fine because I just need to counter this one activation, and even if they got Shadow Spear, I like wouldn't care. Yeah, there's a big old clunker. Well, I got something for you. I got another Lord of Atlantis. So at the moment, I need our opponent to have, like, no Shadow Spear in their deck. We had a lot of good draws, actually. We could have drawn Tishana's Tidebinder. So Tishana's Tidebinder was a good draw. Engineered Explosives was a perfect draw. What else was great? Yeah, Sink It to Stupor would have won. Like, I don't want to say this stuff would have won, because the game could still go on a little bit. But like, if this thing doesn't get suited up, I don't know how we lose, basically. Yeah, there's the Shadow Spear. The Shadow Spear will go on to the Construct. Probably. Now, I'm not conceding because we've got 3 mana up. This can represent a lot of stuff to our opponent, like all the cards that we've been talking about. Even potentially... Okay, you want to play Thoughtcast? Okay, I'm just going to have to let it resolve. I'd love to counter it with Force Negation, but then that taps us out and they can just easily equip Shadow Spear and beat us. Yeah, they're gonna go for it because there's no reason not to. Can't trick my opponent into not doing it. I'm sure they're very nervous because, like, we're not conceding. If we're not conceding, well, what do they have? Ooh, they left a blocker. Whatever, it's okay. I'll tell them good games. Anyway, Affinity's still doing Affinity things. That Pinnacle card. Well, I wouldn't say the Pinnacle card was the reason we lost this game. We lost this game because we sort of drew poop on the turn that we needed to draw something good. Something very, very good. But in game 1, the Pinnacle card crushed us in combination with Kappa Cannoneer. Anyway, that was round 2. Let's move on to round 3. Round 3, we won the die roll, and the hand's fine. It's got 1-drops and some interaction and stuff. Start off with Mindspring Merfolk and so on. That's how we're going to start the game. Turn 1, Mindspring Merfolk, and 2, probably Silvergill Adept. 99%, well, I don't know, maybe not 99, 95% of the time the follow-up will be Silvergill Adept. There would be like some just very, very few exceptions. I'm trying to think, like, maybe an exception is our opponent plays a blue, maybe it's Affinity again. Let's say it's Affinity again. And our opponent starts off with a blue land, and we draw another Island Walk Lord. Probably that's when we play a Lord of Atlantis. And it might be if we might be down that route again. Okay, Springleaf Drum resolves. I can't do anything about that. Oh, no follow-up. Now what are we gonna do? Ugh. Because the thing is, they can't make constructs unless they play a creature, which in that case, I think I have to hold up. I think I have to hold up Consign, so that this Urza Saga can't make a few creatures every turn. Because if they can get the 3 mana on turn 2, then they can make 2 constructs. So I am going to hold up Consign to memory to counter the first, hopefully, some sort of colorless creature. Maybe. I hope this is not wrong. I'm gonna get hit by like Emery, but then if they play Emery, they can't play a second construct. Oh, I didn't think this thing through. Well, no, but they can only make. Okay, so they can only make 1 construct here. Oh, you know what? I'm just stupid. I got too greedy. I could have just countered the Make Saga ability. What is this? Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Munitions with, when this token leaves the battlefield, deals 2 damage to any target. That's pretty evil. Sure. At this point, I can't really do anything about any of this stuff. Tormod's Crypt. It's Pinnacle Emissary Day. It's too bad I can't nail 2 things at once with this Consign to memory. Just a little unfortunate. Okay, wait, the Warp gets rid of this card. We go back to our turn. Cavern of Souls is not relevant. Well, I mean, I'll play it anyway. And we will play, yeah, Silvergill Adept. I'll just reveal another Silvergill Adept. Ether Vial. That's too bad. Okay, I'll just pass. I think I have to stop this Urza Saga. yeah, this is going to be countered. There's no island in play, which is also unfortunate. Oh, look, it's our favorite friend. It's the Kappa Cannoneer. So what's the deal? Like, they can't sacrifice this, right? It's like when the token leaves the battlefield, deals 2 damage to any target, but... Oh! And they might, and if they play Engineer Explosives, they can play it on 0 and just pop these things. Oh, they get... no, they can't bounce it with Soporific Springs. Well, this is just awkward. So we need a Harbinger of the Seas super fast. It's not a Harbinger of the Seas. I'm trying to think, what is our best route here? I guess that, okay, hold on. I'm going to play Mutavault. We're going to play Silvergill Adept. Partly to try to dig for a Tishana's Tidebinder, because I did draw the Flood Pits Drowner. I'm going to just show Lord of Atlantis. And the Flood Pits Drowner, if we can tap the Kappa, and then when the ward triggers, we can play Tishana's Tidebinder to deal with it. I already played a land for the turn, so I will now play the Lord. And I guess do nothing and pass. Get walloped by this Kappa Cannoneer for a turn. And so the plan is, I mean, I don't have a great plan here, but plan is find our 1x Tishana's Tidebinder, or like one of them, and we can Flood Pits Kappa, and then the ward will trigger, but then we counter with Tishana's Tidebinder. That is rude. That is so rude. Oh, they found Shadow Spear. I spent my consigned memory on that Urza Saga for nothing. One, I know. Oh God. Okay, that plus munitions is going to be a crazy amount of value. Okay, I'm just dead. We can come back from that. What was I drawing next turn? Won't even show us. Okay, so what did I do before? It made me wonder, actually, during the games, Consigned Memory is actually maybe a little bit more playable versus Affinity, because it can counter Engineered Explosives, which is perfectly fine versus us if they have 2 mana or 2 different colors of mana in front of them. Okay, we'll play our own Engineered Explosives, which hopefully works out. Force and negations for munitions experts. And if anyone's asking, I don't think Harbinger of the Seas is really worth bringing in for them. I mean, unless I desperately need the island walk. But the problem with Harbinger of the Seas is, like, when are you gonna play it? Like, let's say they go turn 1 Urza Saga again. Like, when are you gonna hold back on your Harbinger of the Seas to wait for the Urza Saga to pop? I don't think it's good. We'll bring in Dismember. Bring in, okay, take out Mistcaller. Take out Consign. 3 more cards to go. And then the Harbinger of the Seas. They actually don't have a whole lot of great blockers. Everything that they have with Pinnacle, Emissary can't block very well. Oh, Mystical Dispute is good. What am I taking out then for it? What was coming out? Silvergill Adepts? Maybe some Silvergill Adepts. I have 25 creatures left in the deck. That's not great. What's my sideboard? Where's Affinity? 1 Silvergill Adept. Oh, I got rid of the Stern Scoldings. Oh, we're going to keep 1 Stern Scolding, I guess. Shoot. You know what? I'm going to take out actually all the Stern Scoldings. We're going to keep a Consign to Memory. I think that's slightly more playable. Just slightly more playable. I don't love this hand, but I don't hate it. I don't like I'm taking 3 damage here. Mind you, these days I only play 2 Sink into Stupor because I don't want to take so much damage. The damage is damaging. It's very damaging. Pay 3 life, play our Vial. So things might start off a little slow. But hopefully they pick up later. Yeah, there's like no good way to interact with that Pinnacle Emissary. I mean, I guess turn 1 Dismember works. I guess that's it. It's like Dismember or nothing. They appear to be holding off all their artifacts for something big to play next turn. Well, fortunately, okay, our hand is now shaping up even better because we have Mystical Dispute in addition to Consign to Memory. They might have been going for like a Springleaf Drum play after the Pinnacle Emissary. What is this? Oh, it's this card. Sure. Okay. Can't counter that. Can't do anything about it. Well, what if you have Kappa? What if you got a good old Kappa? You know what? I don't like that card. How many cards can you play this turn? Well, anyway, this is partially the point of this card. Let's just counter a random thing. Deprive you of cards and artifacts that enter the battlefield. The Claws of Gix. Sacrifice a permanent, you gain 1 life. Okay, no blue mana yet, though, so no Kappa. Looks like Mystical Dispute will work by next turn. Unless they followed up with their own Mystical Dispute. Ah, I drew a land. It's not a beautiful land, though. Activate. Play Silvergill Adept. Just see what's up. Got to Master the Pearl Trident. I'm obviously not going to play any of them because I... The only reason someone would play or keep a hand like this is specifically because they have Kappa Cannon here. Because the hand doesn't do anything. Oh, no. Claws of Gix does everything. Pay 1 sack. Oh, you gain a life. So basically this now says sack a permanent, deal 2 damage. Oh, okay. I'm not aware of that card. That's like a new card for me. Which means, well, this is a huge combo. I had to actually hold off on my Consign to Memory to just counter this thing. Or I guess like also a Mox Opal. What the hell does that mean? Well, you just drew this card. They didn't have this in their hand. Because I think if they did, they would have played it a long time ago. They would have played it like in the first 2 turns. I think. Anyway, I'm a non-believer. I call cap. I think there's a Kappa thing here. Yeah. See, I can read the Affinity players great. Can't say I can do anything about it all the time, but I can read them great. So the biggest problem is to deal with all these stupid munitions these stupid munitions cards. If I can even do anything about it at all. Well, I do have a lot of creatures in hand, so that helps. That does help. And I have a lot of lords, too. So if we can get enough lords on the battlefield, maybe that's enough to get out of range of all these stupid creatures. Okay, I'll just play 1 lord, attack for 3. No, maybe I attack for more. Because then you have to pop 2 munitions to kill 1 lord, and then I can play Silvergill Adept and another lord on the following turn, and attack for more. That might be the best way to play around all this. I just need to hope my opponent has not a 3rd land. Need to exhaust these stupid munitions nonsense. And they gain life out of it, too. What a pity for me. If they're choked on mana, this might work out for us. The little drone. A little drone in the air. Alright, the best top deck would be 1 more lord. Another lord. Give me another lord. I got another lord. That makes things... does it... No, this is not the right Lord, though. It's so puny and small. So if I play another Lord, it's the max damage we can do. Deal 9. So 2 things can still only shoot down 1 thing. That's... Maybe this is good, and maybe this is fine. Maybe we'll play it out like that. They still only have enough to kill off 1 Lord, even if it was a Hex Catcher. So they can go double shoot. Ooh, complicated. So I could counter this. Well, the interesting thing about this is that now they cannot play... if I counter it with, say, Silver Gill Adept, lethal is on board, and they can't kill any of my creatures unless they draw multiple mana sources, like land Mox Opal. Resolves. And I hope that wasn't a mistake. Because if they drew 2 mana like let's say I don't counter this, or don't counter it for 1, and they drew 2 mana sources, I'd be still in a world of hurt, because they could shoot something twice. Oh, I guess I still force them to play... Well, if they play like Mox Opal, they get another artifact anyway. Am I just behind on the metagame? Like, we've played against this deck twice. Oh, they did get the mana source. They did get it. So if I counter this with Hex Catcher, they can't kill anything. They can't, I really don't want my Island Walk Lords to die. Because this thing will ETB. They'll get another one. They can sack 2, kill an Island Walk Lord off. I'll have just 2 power going into the next turn. If I sack Hex Catcher here, I only have 6 power. But that's enough to win. Okay, actually they're at 6. Maybe that's enough to win. So if they pay for this, they still can't kill off any of these guys. Oh, but they gain life! This game is complicated. It's so complicated. So they can sack 1 to deal 2 damage to, I guess, me. They'll attack with the Memnite now. They can gain 1 life. They'll be at 1. I don't know how much that matters. And EE on 0. Oh, that's not good. That means like I gotta win like now. It's like now or never. No, I'm not blocking. I was not born yesterday. Such a complicated game. Okay, now I need desperately Tishana's Tidebinder. Lord. Tishana's Tidebinder, Lord. What else is in this deck? There's probably something else too. I have 2 draws because of Silver Gill Adept. There's the Lord. Okay, let's not play our Lord out immediately. Play our Silver Gill Adept, make it look like we drew it. Well, also it just hides information in general. Oh, Glasspool Mimic. That was a winning line too. Didn't even think about the Glasspool Mimic. So we had a lot of outs to win this game. It was not hopeless whatsoever. So they can sack Perm to gain 1 life, but they go to 7, they take 8, and they lose. What am I supposed to do? Have Counterspell in his deck or something? What else? And now I'm thinking I should bring the Stern Scoldings in just so that I have, like, more things to interact with just one-drops in general. EE actually looks like it could work against me in some way. Is Dismember still good? Dismember doesn't prevent... This is now like a super ETB deck. Actually, EE should still be amazing, because it also blows away that Claws of Gix. We just haven't seen EE in any of these post-board games versus these Affinity decks. Consign to Memory... Consign to Memory has to be more valuable in exactly this matchup, because there's so many ETBs. But I can't shave down too many creatures. If I go down too many creatures, then I have no way of winning the game. But is Consign to Memory better than Dismember? Creatures do I have? I can kill the Emissary. Yeah, killing Emissary still works. I don't know how well it works. And also, counterspells are just worse on the draw in general. Well, there's our EE. It's a one-lander. It's a one-lander with Force Negation, though. I think I'm gonna keep this. It's slightly risky. We've got creatures. We have Force of Negation. Yeah, it's definitely a risky hand, but I'm gonna keep it. Springleaf Drum. It's honestly a type of card I want to counter. But they've got so many of these other cards that are also worth countering with Force of Negation. Okay, so basically when they play Springleaf Drum, they've got a 0-drop, right? And actually that does not get hit by my EE. We'll dump the Consign. Okay, there's the 0-drop, or there's a 0-drop. Now also it siphoned off Mox Opal, made Mox Opal worse. But also this hand could just completely die. Completely die if we don't draw the next land. Okay, that we can deal with that. That's what EE is for. Oh, I drew nothing. I think I am not going to play this Mindspring Merfolk. I'm going to opt to hold up Dismember for like a Pinnacle Emissary, potentially. Okay, so they're just going to try to beat me with Urza Saga, which is fine. Well, okay, this was the potential downside to keeping a one-lander. Now what's next? I think just pass the turn again. I'll hold up Dismember. And I think I have to be a little fearful of what's their face. Kappa Cannoneer. See what they do here. They're gonna make a token, which is fine. Okay, so Mox Opal is super online. Oh, they're gonna get the boots. Suit up them boots. Okay, so we're gonna Dismember to just preserve our life total a little bit. Still take 3. Land, please. Even just to hit this construct and this Opal is great. Ugh, and I can't play. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you have any 0-drop, you can play Kappa Cannoneer. But if I do nothing, I am doing literally nothing. So I have to hope for no land, no mana source. And I'm still hoping for a another land here. At this point, now we're getting unlucky. So I was able to stabilize the game for a very long time. But at this point, like, we should have a at this point, we should have our second blue source, or any land at all. So is this going to be 9 damage? And we can still deal with this. Like, we can still deal with this. We just need 1 land. Okay, we can't deal with that. All right, good games, sort of. It was not particularly great for me, but you risk it for the biscuit, and the biscuit didn't come this game. The hand was just the upside was just too big to ignore, and I think playing EE would have been lovely even by turn 4. Absolutely lovely, and just blast most of this board away. But also credit to if you look at how our opponent played their hand. I mean, obviously they're not going to play Mox Opal after having a Mox Opal in play, but I get some sense they were holding some stuff back, unless it was just a handful of tons of interaction. Anyway, that was round. I don't think the Affinity matchup. We lost twice to Affinity now, but I think it was both 2-1. It's pretty close. I think it should be somewhat even. In the first match, we didn't draw Engineered Explosives at all, and in the second match, because I drew it, but it was completely useless because I couldn't cast it. Okay, that was round 3. Let's move on to round 4. Round 4, we won the die roll. Hand it's acceptable. We're going to keep it. Got like 1 drops. We do have 2 blue sources, but we can go turn 1, Mind Spring, Flood Pits Drowner with the Mutavault. Ooh, we're up against, finally, Eldrazi. All right, let's see if these main deck Harbinger of the Seas are worth anything. And the extra, is this deck have the extra Consign to Memory in the main? I don't remember. Oh, this one, okay, this version doesn't. I was theory crafting. I could have 3 Consign to Memories in the main deck. Theory crafting. Oh yeah, big mana deck. Going for big things. Expedition map. Why not? Ooh, I could immediately go play Lord of Atlantis on turn 2. Sure, why not? This Flood Pits Drowner is useless otherwise. I think I clicked something wrong in my game, or with my recording software, so we might have missed a turn. But they played Karn the Great Creator. I played Sink It to Stupor. I played attacked with the Mutavault, made a big attack. They replayed the Karn. They're getting Walking Ballista in here, and I believe they're just dead because we can play Flood Pits Drowners, tap Flood Pits Drowner, tap it down, attack for victory. Pretty sure we can just attack for victory with what we have on the board, but just in case they have some 0 mana free interaction that I don't know about, we're going to have to do it that way. All right, Eldrazitron. So we had the main deck Harbinger of the Seas, did nothing. It probably would have done something, though, in that game. Would have been probably would have been very good. Okay, we do want more Harbinger of the Seas. What do I have here? In Harbinger of the Seas, in Consign to Memory. We're up to 4 Consign to Memories now. I hope I consign something good. Force Negation for Karn the Great Creator. All is dust. All the evil things. Take out some Silvergill Adepts. Stern Scolding. Stern Scolding can hit some variations, but I don't want to... whatever Stern Scolding can hit, Dismember can hit as well. And Mistcaller is pretty useless in this matchup. We'll bring in the last Dismember. And I think that's some pretty good looking sideboarding. We're going to click that back. Hand is good. Hand is very good. If we can get our opponent to tap out and we play Harbinger of the Seas, we can protect it with Force Negation from Dismembers. We are definitely going to keep this. There's this tower pass. So you can get to 7 mana before I get to 3. Is that what you're telling me? I think it's most appropriate we play an island first and pass back. Hopefully the 4th Consign to Memory is going to work. There we go. That's the fourth consigned to memory for you. Gotta respect Eldrazitron. Just must give respect. The all holy respect to Eldrazitron. Camera Souls, Merfolk. I think I would rather play a Hexcatcher at flash speed. So if our opponent goes Karn the Great Creator with a land, I think I'd be pretty happy about that. But our opponent does not tap out here. It's very important. They did not tap out. So they are somewhat prepared for the Harbinger of the Seas. For a theoretical Harbinger of the Seas, I gotta look up Kozilek's command. I keep forgetting if it has anything to do with the creature's power and toughness or the mana cost. I think it's mana cost. Exile target creature with mana value X or less. So, and it's an Eldrazi. So, first off, I can counter that. I can counter anything. I can't counter a 1. So that's fine. Okay, so we'll attack for 1. And then we'll just slam our Harbinger of the Seas. Hopefully that's enough to win. Welcome back, Harbinger of the Seas. Welcome back. Why'd I even doubt you for a second? Oh, but we can't beat Dismember. Oh, I'm an idiot. That was the whole point I was talking about in the beginning. Because, like, if they tap out, then I can play this, and I have Force Negation up. Then if it goes back to our turn, we can win. Or, sorry, we can hold up Force Negation again. Now we have nothing. Now I have absolutely nothing. No Island Walk, nothing. How frustrating. I should just pass. Or play Lord Pass. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, that's good for us. They did this on their main phase. I don't care what the modes are. It's always going to be too much value. I'll get rid of a Glasspool Mimic. I guess we're just in our Lord. Maybe not. Maybe we won't Lord. Play Silvergill Adept. Revealing Lord. If we draw a land, we'll play Lord. Oh, that's a good card. It's a hard card to play, though. Especially after I showed them the Lord. Unless we just keep peeling lands. It's a very hard card to play. The silver lining is we're not up against Tron mana. That's too strong. I'm not dealing with this. They want a 2-for on me here, sure. Like, I don't have... Like, they could go get Ensnaring Bridge, and I have nothing for that at the moment. I can Tishana's Tidebinder the Karn in the future, but at the very, very moment, I can do nothing about that. 2 lands. This is... If there's ever an opportunity to just get these Lords in play, it's now. So let's just plop these Lords on the battlefield and figure it out from there. But they got 6 mana, so they can play basically anything off the top of their deck. This is for Eldrazi mana? What's for 6 mana, Eldrazi? Oh, Kozilek's command. Oh, Kozilek's command. And they want to scry X and draw a card. Alright, go get something good. Go get what you always wanted. But of all the games in this league, this is the one match that I am most interested in. Because this is the one I like. It's sort of like those Affinity matches. Like, they're all close, but I don't end up being the person that wins. They 2 bottom, 2 top. So some good stuff is on the way. Some maybe very good stuff is on the way. Just keep this land in hand. I have no reason to play it. And that's fine. Is there something enormous you can get with this? Well, we're not going to find out. I don't want to know what's coming up, honestly. I don't need to know. Nobody needs to know what you want to do with a bazillion mana. Alright, we have a 2-turn clock. That's convenient. 6 damage. I have no reason to play this Lord, so I'm not going to. I just want some insurance, just in case a sweeper hits the board. Oh, is that Sire card? Oh, Devour of Destiny. Maybe there was a reason to play the Lord. So my opponent would be at 4. I'd still don't have lethal, though. It's a good card. It's a very good card. Mutavault's also a good card. Okay, well, unfortunately... So actually there was a little bit of a reason to play that last... You know what? Okay, I take it back. I think I should have played the Lord, put our opponent down to 4. Because if our opponent just plays any creatures, it prevents me from going wide for victory. Like what's going on right now. Like, I wouldn't attack this turn, but, like, I'm in a decent position to attack next turn. Unfortunately, if our opponent keeps drawing bombs, we're... Okay. Well, the whole point of holding that thing back was... the whole point of holding that thing back was to play around All's Dust. And it worked until I played it. That's a great draw. Okay, let's get in with our Mutavault. Alright, a little sneaky little Mutavault. Sneaky 2 damage. Okay, this Flood Bits could, in theory, be victory. It also requires our opponent to stop doing things. That is fine. Also, I can't do anything about it. That is also fine. They should have played that first, no? What are they going to do? Okay. Oh, they want to turn the Mind Stone into something? No, they're going to grab something from outside the game. Well, yeah, they're dead. They're dead as far as I know. I thought at first they're going to plus turn Mind Stone into a 2/2. They got Ensnaring Bridge, but... Did they have enough mana? 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, I guess they just didn't have enough mana, so it didn't matter. I'll let Devour Destiny attack if it wants. It did not want to. But I tell you what, Devour Destiny, you don't even have a choice. Whether you want to or not. You're going to play the game as I suit it to be played. And it looks like we can defeat the evil Eldrazitron, despite our board getting completely wiped. That was a good draw in the end. Even though I didn't need it. I will not attack the Karn the Great Creator, although it is very tempting. I will choose to attack my opponent for a 2-0 victory. Alright. Main deck Harbinger of the Seas did not have any influence on this match. Didn't even have an influence on the second match. But we got the W. Finally, maybe things are going my way. However, the consigned to memory... Look, one thing that was important. I do have 4 consigned to memory now in this deck instead of 3. And that 4th consigned to memory, that could have been the key to winning. Otherwise, that Glaring Fleshraker would have just wrecked me very, very early on in the game with a bunch of creatures and damage and so on. All right, that's round 4. Let's move on to round 5. So for round 5, we won the die roll again. We've been pretty lucky with the die rolls. On the other hand, this hand, too greedy. Way too greedy. It's only a 1-lander, so I'm just going to mull. Not really in love with this hand either, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it, very likely dump the Cavernous Souls. Yeah, I'll dump the Cavernous Souls. We can Mutavault aggro. Mutavault aggro deck. Start with Mutavault. Probably will attack with Mutavault. I'm not really in love with this hand. His prospects are not great. Like, I need it, like, the Sink into Super is sort of useless unless I draw another blue source, but if I draw another blue source, that means I'm not drawing gas. Godless Shrine. Are we back to the good old-fashioned Blink deck? Oh, Thoughtseize. Okay, this actually is not too bad, all things considered, on a mulligan. I'd really like to have, like, double Mutavault Ether Vial. Double Mutavault Ether Vial hand on the mull. This is a Thoughtseize deck. Another Mutavault! Okay. Well, you knew about the other one anyway. We have a Mutavault Kindred deck. Getting in there. Also, that Thoughtseiz's helped us. But now our opponents gonna, like, once they get to like turn 3, everything could fall down really quickly. We really need to establish some sort of board presence before that is it Witch Stalker? That 4-mana creature that blows up artifacts and enchantments. We got to get going before that gets established. Ooh, a Dismember. Okay, they know about this card. Keep attacking. Dismember is actually not that bad. It's really not that bad here. If they try to play something and blink it, we can Dismember in response. They play Felia, we can just Dismember it. So a lot of good stuff. We're being really aggressive with our Mutavaults. Super aggressive with these Mutavaults. I'm going to leave this thing on 2, given all our double blue cards. Why'd I have to draw that? Why'd I have to draw that card? That's a 3-drop. I think it's time to put the brakes on. We're going to hold up our Dismember and our Tashan's Tidebinder. See, they did nothing. So if they go Witch Stalker, I'm going Tashan's Tidebinder. I'm going to Tidebinder you. Oh, they don't want to do anything either? All right, we'll just do nothing for a few turns. I mean, I still have land drops to make, in my opinion. I have a bunch of land drops to make. They might not even be in a position to do anything. Okay, now I'll take the Vial up to 3 for sure, because I can Vial in the Glasspool Mimic. If I really need to, I can play my double blue cards off of that Soporific Springs. Like they're like, so long as we can still play stuff, they're not in really a position to do, like, to tap out. They look like they really want to tap out here. I mean, sorry, they look like they have things to do, but they cannot afford to tap out. No, don't stop. Just stop it. Just stop it. Tashan's Tidebinder is a Tashan's Tidebinder. So you go Thoughtseize. So if I play Tashan's Tidebinder for no value, they can go like Solitude, eat Tashan's Tidebinder, Ephemerate. And I can't Dismember because they're going to take the Dismember. Whereas if I do nothing, I just let them Thoughtseize me, we'd be like, okay, sure, that's fine. Okay, I think I'm just going to let it resolve, and they'll let us know what we're allowed to do. Forcing a Tashan's Tidebinder on the battlefield just for no value, it seems wrong. And after I play the Tashan's Tidebinder, I won't have Dismember up. But it really feels like they got big plays available. They got big plays. And they know everything that we can do, but we don't know everything that they can do. They can do things. Yeah, they do take the Tashan's Tidebinder, as I had foreseen. So now I think I am going to tick this Vial up to 3 to preserve the ability to play Glasspool Mimic. That is actually a super interesting draw. That is actually super interesting. So if they go Solitude, I can bounce Solitude? Or I can do nothing? You know, I'm just going to pass. You know what? Forget it. There's just too much mana up. F it. I don't want to deal with this. I do not want to deal with this. Going to 7. It's pretty risky. Flicker Wisp. Keeping the Godless Shrine up. For a very special ephemerate. Oh, this is where the Witch Enchanter is. So they want to tap out to snap off that thing. So we can sink. We can sink. It's like I want to sink and play and then Glasspool Mimic copy the Mutavault, but it's not lethal. Not even in the slightest. And then this and then Flicker Wisp resolves next turn anyway. They're at 7. Honestly, I actually think they're in a better spot than I am. Attempt to attack for... Ugh, it seems like such a waste, because unless I draw another land, like attacking with 3 Mutavaults doesn't do anything. They definitely have a Solitude. They have at least one Solitude. So I'm attacking with at least 2 anyway, so they Solitude, they eat 1. If they try to Ephemerate, I Dismember. Okay, I guess we do nothing again. Trying to be patient. Well, my opponent has siphoned on resources. But at least they tapped out now, so the range of things that they can do is way lower. So my problem is if I activate Mutavault, they can do nothing. They wait. I activate Aethervault, and then they play Solitude. And then if I want to dismember the Solitude, I have to tap my Mutavault, and I was tapped out there, I believe. I don't want to do anything with this Aethervault. We did draw a land, which would help with this Glasspool play, but that's okay. Do they know about this Glasspool Mimic? They do. Okay. I'm going to hold on to this. Dismember. Sorry, I'm going to hold on to this Cavernous Souls in hand. They don't need to know about this. They don't need to know. Nobody needs to know. Oh, you just have Fatal Push? Are you kidding me? Very frustrating if that's the case. So they take 2. They go to 5. They replay Flicker Wisp. Get Witch Enchanter. So I actually should play this Cavernous Souls now. Okay, so they have perfect information. I'm playing the Cavernous Souls just in case, like, I don't play this Dismember and I draw another land and I have to attack with everything. I don't know in what... No, I have to play the land. Actually, I don't have to play anything. Okay, Flicker Wisp comes back. No, I actually do want this Dismember available. Okay, so they have Ephemerate on Flicker Wisp at any moment. So this thing comes down. I need to draw Lord. Okay, I got what I asked for. Now I'm not sure I'm happy about it. They're so low. Oh, they're so low on life. So close. So I could Dismember Flicker Wisp. No, if I Dismember the Ephemerate, it doesn't go anywhere. My problem is they have perfect information. They know about my Dismember left in hand. Okay, we're going to exchange a Mutavault for a Flicker Wisp, I guess. Oh, no, we're not! We have Island Walk. This is great. Too bad I didn't have one more mana up. Do you have, like, no ephemerates or something? Like, what's going on here? Sure. It's dead. Exchange. And I will kill this thing because it's too dangerous to stay alive. Undo, undo. How do I pay for this thing properly? Undo. Okay, I'm going to pay for colorless here. I pay for... Oh, no, I don't. Again, I don't have black mana. Okay. It's fine. No! Here comes Solitude. Something. Is this the Solitude Ephemerate line? Because they never had an opportunity to play Ephemerate cleanly until now. Here it comes. Yeah, yeah. Here it comes. Here's the big play. Yeah, we just didn't have an opportunity, and they had the information to play around as much stuff as possible. I'm completely wiped out. We can go on to the next game. Now you're gonna try from here. Okay. Now that being said, this is like one of our best matchups, so I don't even care. We just had like a really awkward hand. Okay, so we're bringing in, we want all the consigned to memories. We also want Mistcaller, that's for sure. And we want Counterspell. We're not that fond of Vidalian Hexcatcher. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage. In fact, actually our matchup should be a little bit better now because because of Island Walk Lords. What else? I have to get rid of one other card. Oh yeah, I don't want Harbinger of the Seas. This is completely unnecessary. So if I don't have Harbinger of the Seas, we can have Dismember, and I guess we can have one more Hexcatcher in the deck, even though I don't like it at all. Is this good for anything? They had blue. It hits Riddler. Maybe Psychic Frog. Not enough stuff. Okay, submit. Our main deck is definitely a little bit weaker to this matchup, but like the matchup is so good, I just don't care. We're gonna keep this. It's a hand of value. Value. Silvergill Adept particularly is nice in this matchup. I gotta be careful with that Gloom Lake Verge. You need an island. I've not been playing Magic for the last few weeks, so completely forgot about this interaction. Found something they kept on top. Play another Gloom Lake Verge. I guess we'll play Show the Lord. So I'll probably play that immediately next turn. Ether Vial. And I'll probably play that instead. The second Ether Vial. I literally have 3 of you in my deck for that very reason. Okay, we'll attack for 2. People are taking so many chances with their fetch lands. Like, I could play 3 mana pass, and the people are just not... They're not prepared. They're just not prepared at all. So you see, now they're like, okay, they don't have Tishana's Tiebinder. I'm going to play around this thing. Felia the dog, sure. You want to jank my Ether Vial every turn? I plan on Flood Pitsing this Felia. If they shock, I assume they're going to play Flicker Wisp. They opt not to. Actually, a Felia attacks, like, it doesn't do anything. I guess blinks the shadowy backstreet. Whatever. Let's just not take the damage for no reason. I guess the only thing this does is expose me to a potential Solitude Ephemerate. Which, these are not that great of creatures. But at the same time, I don't want to get hit by an Solitude Ephemerate. 2 Consigned Memories. Okay, you got them Dismembers. Go for it. Ooh, this is great. Felly the dog is back. That's great value for us. That's even better. I don't even think it's that appropriate to... Oh, unless they've got like a board wipe in hand. I don't think it's appropriate to always go after the Mutavault, because Mutavault costs me mana every turn to cast. Maybe there's a Wrath Disguise coming up. Maybe there's a Wrath Disguise. One way or another, I don't care. I'm going to play the second Ether Vial. That felt like a 2-for-1 for us. Because it was a 2-for-1 for us. No wonder it felt like a 2-for-1. I am, however, running out of cards. Which is this? What is this? Witch Enchanter now? Ha! It's your demise. Gonna make you regret that. It is a Witch Enchanter. Do I even care about this vial? I don't. I can just hardcast a Lord. Attack for 6. Okay, I care now. I care a little bit more than I did a second ago. I can attack for... I'm just going to play a Lord, attack for 6. Hope that it's enough. Oh, okay. So Solitude enters. We will consign. This is the Exile one. So our opponent has way less resources than they thought they had. So I guess they thought that they could, if I had an Island Walk Lord, they hit the Lord, block with Witch Enchanter, be sort of fine. But now they're not sort of fine. And even if I somehow lose a lot of my board... Uh-oh. Okay, so Solitude... So if they go for this right now, it will work. I guess they gain a good chunk of life too. Consigned Memory is really good here because you can counter this adapt, not the adapt trigger. Well, you're going to counter this trigger right here. So Solitude's going to gain a little bit of life as well. Has haste, but it has to... Solitude does have to disappear. Has to say goodbye. But our opponent will be at 7 life. A little bit more life than I would like it to like them to be at. Let's play a Silvergill Adept. Now we are looking for Island Walk Lords for victory. It's not an Island Walk Lord, but honestly, it's not bad. I will take it. Mindspring Merfolk's going to draw us a good chunk of cards. Hopefully we can protect it with Consigned Memory. Does this eat cards every turn? To begin with compound turn, you can do it. Oh. Thoughtseize is so snoopy. How can I hold up my tricks? There's always that damn Thoughtseize card. Quantum Riddler, sure. Riddle away. Riddle me this, Riddler. Riddle me that. This art is hideous. This is awful. I want the other one. This is just garbage. We will not be in a position to attack next turn. All my creatures are 2/1s and can be exchanged with a Witch Enchanter, so probably not going to attack with anything next turn. Unless we draw the Island Walk Lord. In some sense, I am rooting for a untapped land. Untapped land is good. I do not want to use the ability. Okay, there's an untapped land. Let's go! Let's spin the wheel for 3 cards. Boom! They're not bad. You know, honestly, they're not bad. But I need the Vial to be on 3. So next turn we could bounce something. Vial in the Glass Pool to play our Flood Pits Drowner. But we definitely cannot attack here. We'll just lose 2 creatures for no reason. We're just going to have to pass. And our best hope is they just play a Quantum Riddler. They have nothing to do with their turn but play Quantum Riddler and pass. Back. Oh, they do have a Wrath the Skies. That is back-breaking. It's absolutely back-breaking. Because Glasspool Mimic doesn't hit anything. And they still have the Quantum Riddler in exile. Okay, so now what do I need? I need a random creature. That's what I need. Step 1, random creature. Step 2, win the game with that random creature. I would have taken Silvergill Adept there if I could. Oh, now they're drawing nothing. Where was that a little while ago? They didn't want to do anything. They have a Quantum Riddler, right? That is weird as hell. Okay. I guess they have Solitude. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. That's a nice card. What to do about it? If they have Solitude, I'm so screwed with this anyway. So I better not do anything. They have to have Solitude, right? It has to be Solitude. It has to be Solitude or bust. Like, why wouldn't you play Quantum Riddler? They put a card on top. They like their card. They're holding something up. Something big. I don't know. Like, Quantum Riddler seemed like a pretty damn good play last turn. Overlord of the Balemerc. And they have no Solitude in the graveyard yet. Okay. Yet. They found another Quantum Riddler. But they return the Emperor of Bones to hand. Okay, that's fine. They want to get Felia. I get the sense like I should shoot this Emperor of Bones now. Because I want to tap out for my Mind Spring on a future turn. Just in case they, for some reason, have Mystical Dispute, I'm just going to... okay, hold on. Undo. Undo. I'm going to pay 2 life. And then pay a colorless here. The thing is, if I let them take the Felia, they don't have to adapt immediately. They can just pass the turn and adapt whenever they want. They can adapt at the end of my turn, and that puts me in an awkward spot with this Dismember. Super awkward spot. Okay, our situation is not too terrible. Ah, I just drew a Lord. I am going to... What is that last card? What is that last card? I feel like drawing 3 cards here, though. Yeah, I want to draw 3 cards. Let's draw 3 cards. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna keep this. Sorry, I'm gonna draw 4 cards. And then if I draw a island, I'll play Mass of the Pearl Trident. Or like, you know. Or actually I don't have to. I can play Silvergill Adept now. Oh no, I played the land. I'm an idiot. No, that was my land drop. I'm like, I have a land drop afterwards. No, I don't. So I just threw away this thing for nothing. Well, I'll tell you, this will do something though. It almost telegraphed to my opponent. Oh, I have interaction for 1 mana. Why else would I hold up that 1 mana? Okay, Emperor of Bones is back. This is all very funny. This is a very funny game. Is the Riddler gonna come back? Like, they have enough mana for the Riddler. Did they just forget about their Riddler? I cannot possibly I feel, well, I don't know, like maybe this is worth it, but I guess can't help but feel like they forgot about their Riddler. Oh no, this is a good interaction actually with the Felia, because they want to blink the Baelmerk. That's totally fine. That's fair. Spine Spring line sort of failed miserably. Okay, I can deal with this, but they can't find a Solitude. They found Solitude. Okay, they can find Solitude, but what do they put? Oh, they return Emperor of Bones back to their hand. Okay, that's best for us. That's even better. Okay, hold on. They have 2 cards in hand. Can I just win from here? I have 2 Lord of Atlantises, Tishana's Tidebinder, a Sink It to Stupor. I think I can just win from here. I think we're just going to go for the victory. Land. I have 3 mana. I do. Okay, they have only 1 card in hand. I think this is just a victory. I don't know what they could possibly do to beat me here. Oh, Fatal Push, maybe. Okay, that was enough. Woo! Oh, we didn't win the match after all that? That sucks. Felt like I won the match there. Do I want to change anything? How many blue cards? Just the Riddler? I think it's just the Riddler. Okay, just click it back. We're going back. This hand's a bit rough. It's a 1 blue mana hand with a bunch of double blue cards. I have 1 flash creature, but that's it. You know what? It's not bad, but I do need the 2nd blue source because I can just play counter spells for a few turns, and I think that's fine. Playing a counter spell every turn is okay. Emperor of Bones is played. Sure, that's fine. Nothing to go get right now. Sorry about that, Bonesies. We did get the 2nd blue source, which is, well, it's a little awkward because whatever I counter will get eaten up by the Emperor of Bones. It's a little awkward. So we got to play slowly. Really slowly. And I sort of need another blue source now for the Emperor of Bones. Oh, they got a Quantum Riddler. It's pretty good. Yes. Okay, I'm going to counter this Adapt trigger, though, with the Consign to Memory. So you can have a 4/4, but that's it. That's a nice trick, though. That's a nice interaction. They can't adapt again. They have counters on it already. That's your last adaptation. But it's still, at the end of the day, it's a 4/4. I need a lot of more blue cards to make use of these counter spells. I mean, they could just keep sending in a 4/4 every turn and force me to prove that I have anything to compete with them. Ugh, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, what is this? Flying activated abilities of creatures and planeswalkers can't be activated. Oh, you have Mystical Dispute to protect this. Flying activated abilities of creatures and planeswalkers flying. What the hell? That's a non-bow with this card, isn't it? Activated abilities of artifacts and creatures and planeswalkers can't be activated. I mean, no, I don't really want to see this card on the board. So if I play Tishana's Tidebinder or not, like if they have Mystical Dispute, they have Mystical Dispute. Yeah, but at least that gets it out of their hand. Okay, so I can't do anything. So I get hit for 4. Go to 12. Well, we're in desperation mode now. I need to draw a land so I can play Lord, attack with Mutavault. Okay, I have... It's activated abilities, right? Activated abilities. Okay. So I can play Flood Pit Drowner, but I can't do anything with the Flood Pit Drowner. But my ETBs still work, fortunately. Stupid card is flying. Because this thing is 3 power, and this is a 4 power creature, I think I'm going to Flood Pits the Emperor of Bones. I just need to... We gotta slow the game down a little bit here. I can't activate this thing anyway. So let's just hit the thing with more power. I do feel like I'm way behind, though. Like, I need my opponent to have, like, a lot of air in their hand. Because I am definitely in the position of tapping out, but I have, like, nothing to do with this tapping out. Maybe we can come back from here. Okay, so, but that's a lot of power. So that's potentially 11 power next turn. Ugh, that's the worst land. Maximizes damage done to me. Okay, well, it's coming in. Boop. So take 3 in the air. So I can't let any of these cards, any of these creatures through. Basically. And they both can get adapted for big... Oh, I can attack with this, though. Okay, well, I got that going for me, I guess. You know, I didn't... Oh, I can't activate this. I forgot about that. I was like... Ugh. I could maybe activate my Mind Spring in the future. No. Oh, no, these can't be activated! Oh, so they're actually not in such a good spot. So if they have nothing, which they don't, because of course they don't. 3, so I just have to I have Chump Block with 1. Oh, the Clarion Conqueror is working for me. I think I have to... Well, like, the problem is if I double block or don't double block, it doesn't matter, right? It, doesn't change anything. I needed my opponent not to have have that Fiddle Push. Also, I also needed them to not have a lot of things. Would have been very useful. Yeah, like, none of this changed anything. Alright, whatever. Alright, good games. It's not how I expected to lose, but... Lose I do. Okay, so we went 2-3 in this league. All the 2-3s were sort of close, which is always a good sign. It's always good not to get completely crushed. I mean, you could say I got crushed in one of the Affinity matches, like, whatever. They had nut hands, and I couldn't get any of my good sideboard cards going. That being said, like, the other matches were, like, they were games. They were games. I think in that third game, they don't have Fiddle Push. Or I should say, if they don't have removal, because they do have a lot of removal, I could win immediately on the following turn. We should also discuss the Island Walk Lords versus Regery. The Island Walk Lords were good. I think they were good. I could be wrong. They were good early on, and I think later on in that last match, the Island Walk Lords might have been worse than Regery. Did I have a Lord of Atlantis in that final game? Do we have the game up? No, I don't have any Lord of Atlantis. Okay, so it didn't matter. Because Lord of Atlantis would definitely be a Regery, and I make mention of that because if we have Regery and we can start casting Tishana's Tidebinder to tap down people's creatures, like they're the 3/3 flyer, then maybe we could get back into the game another way. And also, Mare Regery doesn't die instantaneously to Fatal Push. So there's pros and cons. I would say extra Island Walk Lords are not necessarily bad in this metagame. And the Harbinger of the Seas, well, it never came up in any of the games main deck. Like, I would say it was bad in every single match except for the Eldrazitron, but didn't hurt us, I think. I can't tell for sure. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed. I'll definitely playtest a little bit more with this before I realize if I should go back to my original version. The one saving grace, I beat Eldrazitron. That's great. At the expense of going 2-3 versus the other matches. All right, everyone have fun. I'll see you next time.